Hello and welcome to Stream Tabulous. So today I'm going to talk about creating a style for Stable Diffusion. This is an interesting one. Whether you're using Easy Diffusion or perhaps you're using Automatic 11, you have the model inside that you have downloaded from something like Civity AI, and you're creating your artwork based on that model. That model has thousands and thousands of training data in it, which is comprised of parts of images. You can think of it like a collage, where it has little bits of information and then data to that information for the AI to try to work out how to combine to create a individual work of art. Now, to create a style which is more unique than that, since that has thousands and thousands of images in it, we have what's called a LoRA. A LoRA, if you've watched how to make a LoRA in my previous video, which I say go check that out, can be used to train something like making your face. So when you're using a model, the face that is put on is always the same face from the LoRA. And in the same way that is done, we can actually create a style as well. So everything that's created, it creates the image and it looks at the LoRA file which you've created for the style that you want, and it applies that to the image. So let's talk about styles quickly. A lot of people are like, oh no, you can't copy someone else's style. That's, in breach of copyright. And I've said plenty of times, it's the same as Henry Ford saying that you can't make an automobile because I've made the automobile. It's not the case. The style can be copied. So we'll come over and we'll just take a look at this. Okay, so here we are, and can you copyright a style? And it says, your style cannot be copyrighted. Artists are free to make their own works in a similar to yours. So they can create a work of art as long as they're not recreating your work of art, which is copyright. They can create it in your impressionism of the type of style that you've actually chosen to use. So why do you want to create a LoRA which is a specific style? Well, if you're doing digital art, you might want a consistent theme to brand yourself, so you're known as, oh, this is the person that creates this work of art in this particular style. So that's why we might want a style. You may want to create multiple styles. You might want to create a style and then have other styles that actually are similar to it to expand on that style, so you can actually create multiple LoRAs. What is a LoRA? A LoRA is exactly the same as a model. There is no difference. The only difference is they are trained with less images, and in that you can have more control on what you're actually trying to achieve, as in this person's face constant, or as in this type of style constantly, or perhaps you might make it on this clothing I want in this image. So you could do, say, a Marvel character's clothing and load that LoRA up and then have that constantly done on the person that you're actually doing. So LoRAs are very, very handy little models. So we'll go to the intro and then we'll talk more about it. So first of all, you are going to want to find a lot of images. The more images is the more information that the training is going to have to create the type of style that you're actually looking for. Of course, a lot of images is also going to mean it's going to take a long time to actually do. And that's something that we need to also think of when we're choosing our style. So we'll come over and we'll look at some images that I've got my hands on. So I'm going to create a style, and I want to create it on oil painting. Now, some of these aren't oil painting per se, they're digital images, but there's enough in here where they have that same sort of feel to it that I should get a really decent style that suits the type of feel that I want to create in my works of art. So what do we need to look for when we're looking at images? Okay, that's important. So in this case, we're going to look at oil paintings, and I want oil paintings which are vibrant and colourful and sort of have that whimsical feel to it. I don't want oil paintings which are all like these ones down here where they're sort of realism. I want to make sure that I've got these sort of cyberpunk sort of colours in there, and I want these fantasy sort of styles in there as well. So I want to push a lot of these fantasy styles in here. Why do I have these ones here? These ones here I have put in because I'm going to want to have people in the style that I'll be generating. And there's not a lot of people in the whimsical sort of styles that have been done. So when I create it, we should get that background that I'm looking for, and then when it's generating people, we should get people which are sort of more realistic put into the render that I actually do. I've put a couple of animals in. I've got some sheep, I've got some dogs. You can create sub-LoRAs to that as well if you wanted to. I'll just get rid of the ghost here. It's past Halloween now. So one way to do it would be to have a separate LoRA, because you can use multiple LoRAs at the same time. So you could have a LoRA when you choose to do a render with a dog in it, and just have a trained model on just dogs, or just sheep, just horses, and so forth. So when you create your work of art, you might choose to have just backgrounds in your trained style, and then you might want to have the people style as a separate LoRA, so you can select them and then mix them together and incorporate the aspects of those into it. About a style. So when we create our style, it will create a textures to the images, and what it's going to do is quite fascinating. It's not going to use the full image. It's actually going to go through and take a little snippet of the image, and it's going to go, okay, this is a sheep head, this is a sheep body, this is a sheep leg, this is a flower, and it's going to create a collage of all these little snippets. And to each one of those collages, it's going to reference text data to it, which is our prompt data. So we'll go across to Khoya SS now, and we'll start taking a look at that. Okay, so here we are in Khoya SS, and the first thing we want to do is we want to create our folder, of course, where all our information is going to go. I'm not going to go too much into this because I've done it before on creating a LoRA where I've done the my face, so I can put it on like Superman and so forth. So watch that video to get the more in-depth details on how to create a LoRA. So we'll go through the basics. Okay, so we want to create our folders, and we want to create images, log, model. Inside the image folder, we're going to create a folder where we're going to put all our images for the training that we're going to do. And the more images, the better. With how long it takes to do something, I'm going to be working on, in this case, 66 images to 100 images. This one has 66 images in, and I've named the folder 100 underscore my oil 1. Now, those 66 images are the data which is going to be used to create our LoRA. So once we've done that, we can come back over to Khoya, load the configuration file up, which I have talked about in the past video. So we'll do that. It's it there. We'll go load. So if you after that configuration file, you can get it from the link which is on the video that shows you how to make LoRA in detail. So we're going to come through and we go to utilities. Okay, so we come across to WD14, which is the first thing that we want to do, because we want to give the information of the images to have their prompt data created for them. So we just load up our file and we give it the prompt name. So we'll do this. So we've loaded up our file, we've loaded up my oil 1, and then we hit caption images. Now once we've captured our images, we'll have these text documents created, and each one of these is going to reference the scene that we have. So in this case, if we open up this one, we have my oil, which is the keyword to the LoRA, and that's what we'll be using whenever we create this style. The first word we'll always have is my oil 1, and in this case we have flower, outdoor, water, tree, no humans, nature, scenery, forest, reflections, bare tree, colourful. There is also a boat in the image, so we can put we'll just put boat. So you can come through and you can edit these if need be. So we'll take a look and we'll see how the sheep went. So this one's standing, full-bodied, outdoor, day, no humans, animal, grass, realistic, animal focus. And we'll put sheep. So you may need to come through and actually edit these. Okay, so this one here, we want the word fire in, because I kind of liked that image and the fact that everything was on fire in the back, so we're going to put fire in that one. Save that. So you may need to come through and do that for these. So this one here again, it knows it's an animal, it doesn't know it's a dog, so we can put in dog. And we're going to do that for a lot of these. So I'll continue doing this for a moment and then we'll move on to the next part. Okay, so I've gone through and I've just made sure those animals have the data in there. And the reason we want to do that is because it's going to create a prompt data file. And so this is what it kicks out for the key information when we are creating our AI work. Whatever we type in, whether it's clouds, it's going to reference 16 parts of those images for clouds, and it's going to generate the clouds based on those 16 images. We can see no humans in 37 and so forth. So we can go down. There's 8 with boys, but there's no dog in here. So now that I've created the information for a dog, when I use that prompt, whatever it's created for that animal in that image, it should hopefully pick up and actually create us a dog. Okay, so that's why sometimes it's important just to go through and check those text files, particularly if you want a perfectly trained model. Okay. So, and from there it's straightforward. We can go back to LoRA. We've loaded our data, so of course we go to our folder information down here. We make sure we select our folders. Okay, so we can just select where our images are, and it's just the main folder. We're not going to actually go into the subfolder of it, because it's going to use this as a part of the the way it creates it, it needs that 100 to know how many training steps it's going to actually do. So we just select the folder there. We go back into each one of these and we'll put the model output there, and then we'll come over to here and we'll put the log file in there. And once we've done that, we already have our parameters from our actual folder, so we don't have to worry about that. You can change this one here. This one is the most stable one, which is why I have it in there, but sometimes it runs a little bit longer. You can sometimes get away with running these two here, so you might want to like play with these and see which one runs the best, or perhaps read up on them and see if there's a recommended one. I find it depends on the graphics card. I have a 3070 graphics card, and I have this 1070 graphics card in this system here. The 1070 seems to only like to run on the adder factor, and the 3070 doesn't mind using the Atom 8-bit one. So it's something to look at, and each one of them does vary. Some of them are a little bit faster than others. Now, with the 66 images in this, running it at add factor, once I hit start training, it's going to take around about 8-9 hours. So there's a lot of time and investment in actually creating the style and this type of LoRA, because it's not just going through selecting the images, but of course it's also going through and creating those text files, making sure they're all proper, and then there's the render time on top of it. So there's a lot of time involved in actually doing this one. So keep that in mind when you're actually doing it, and perhaps run it when you go to bed or before you go to work. Just make sure it starts before you step away, not that there's a error kicked out. That is the other thing which is important to note, is these image files. I've made sure that I've gone through and I've resized them all, and I've resized them to their height at 712. And the reason I've done that is because the Stable Diffusion for the most part is trained on 512 images in version 1.5, and then once it gets into the SDXL, it's trained in the 1024 for the image sizes, and there are now trained models which are in the 2K and 4K range. Of course, those take a very long time, so the larger you do these, the longer it will take. But I have found with Khoya that the maximum that you really want to hit is that about 1,000. You go over 1,000, you start to get artifacts and errors in the images. Now, some of these on their width are bigger than 1,000, but with the height at the 712, I find that I don't run into a lot of images, that it works pretty good. So, and of course you find that in the parameters when you come down here, your max resolution, I have 712 by 712. So that goes through and basically, because I haven't ticked this, if I tick this here, it'll make sure that it's only 712 by 712 that can be created. We don't want that. We want the ability to create portrait and landscape images. So the 712 is more used as the crop data, and it will use mixed sizes if those mixed sizes are there for its height and its width. So that's important to know. Make sure you do your resizing of your images. That's one of the other reasons it's time consuming, because you do need to go through and resize each one of your images to make sure that you don't get nasty artifacts when you do it. And from there, we click start training, and then we'll come back and take a look at how our model actually worked. Okay, now we've done creating our LoRA model, we can just simply take it and put it into Easy Diffusion. Again, go watch creating a LoRA model of a face. It's the one with the Superman on it. I'll leave a link below. That one shows in full detail how to create a LoRA. This one is just an explanation of that you can also use it to create styles. So we have put it across into Easy Diffusion, and I have come through up the top here and told it what my model is. So it's my oil 1, it's colourful painting, house, forest, lots of colour, flowers, trees, evening sky, magical, fantasy. Now the key to it is down here. Select your LoRA that you've dropped into your model's LoRA file of Easy Diffusion or Stable Diffusion, Automatic 11, so forth. Put your weight scale up here for how much weight you want to push the model to actually use. So it's going to be using this as the base model. Now you can mix your style with different models. So if you find a model which is got more the style that you're looking for, and then you can push it more to your style by actually using your style with it, you can get better results. So I'm just going to use this one for now. I have set up my image size. I've added a couple of image modifiers from up here. We've clicked landscape. I've come through and I've just selected colorful, anime and landscape, because I want that sort of landscape feel to it. And from here we are done. We have it our style in there, and we'll just hit render and we'll wait a moment, and then we'll see what our output actually is, and we'll see if it has the resemblance of the oil paintings that we fed into it. So we'll give it one moment. Okay, so here are the two results that I've got, and you can see that we've got some nice houses in there. This one's absolutely beautiful. You've got the forest, you've got the colourful flowers in the front there. It has beautiful greens, just absolutely gorgeous. So I'll just do one more run. This time I'll see if we can make the sky have some orange to it. Maybe orange, purple sky. Probably won't get that, but we'll give it a try. We'll put river and reflections as well. We'll press run and we'll wait and see what the results are that we get. Okay, so we have our last image here, and it's rendered another beautiful looking cottage. See a little bit of reflection up here in the window. A lot of beautiful colourful flowers coming in, a lot of greens, not really getting that purple orange sky. That would be because the training information that I fed it is more a perspective where you're sort of looking out at the house and you're not actually getting those tree above the tree lines in there. So that may have affected the model, but we can see how to train a style, and we're getting consistent styles through our images of what we're actually doing. And they have that oil painting, high detailed look to them. So that's the simple way of how to train a style. Okay, so that's how to create a LoRA for a style that you might actually be looking for. As you could see, there was a consistent theme to the style of something that looked like a high detailed oil painting, and it had that fantasy theme to it that we were actually looking for. So hopefully you found this video helpful, and remember to like, subscribe and get the bell on. Liking the video certainly helps push the YouTube algorithm to get it out to more people, which is certainly what I need. And share the video to your social medias, to your Facebook groups and so forth. That will greatly help me out and be appreciated. And maybe leave a comment below of what you thought, and perhaps get into some of the groups. If you search up Streamtabulous in Facebook, you'll actually find a Streamtabulous group where I'll be posting some of these videos and the images as well. And I'm hoping to encourage other artists to come in using this sort of technology to show what they're actually creating and be open and actually talk about it. And of course, I will see you in the next Streamtabulous video. Thank you for watching my video and sticking around to the end. If you like my videos, it'd really help me out if you could like and subscribe. It helps the YouTube algorithm to push my videos out there to more viewers, which in turn helps me and helps everyone. So thank you for watching my video and hanging around to the end, and I will see you in the next video.